In 2024, a person browsing on TikTok or Instagram can decide to skip a piece of content in less than a second. Why would I know this and why do I care? Well, that's because I'm an editor, and my job is to capture someone's attention as fast as possible and then hold it. Editing is a passion I don't share with many others, so how did I get here? Well, let's backtrack a bit. In 2005, in Riverside, California, Corso was born. Throughout most of my childhood, I loved to build puzzles and play with Legos. The first video I ever made was a Lego movie. My dad had used some legendary godlike tool to bring some silly story I wanted to tell my friends to life. Now, instead of telling my friends my stories, I could bring them on a DVD to class and have the teacher show everyone. My dad taught me so much about chroma keying and stop motion, which my 7-year-old brain probably couldn't comprehend, but the experience set me on a path. Over the next few years, I would help my dad with any video projects he was working on at the time. Side note, I've lived in over 10 different houses. I say houses lightly because some of those places in California were, well, sub-house. I never lived in a cardboard box, but some of those places definitely felt as small as one. I went to 4 different elementary schools, 2 different middle schools, and 2 different high schools. Because of these constant changes, around 6th grade, I found a new way of socializing: video games. When I got my first Xbox, I began propping up my phone against some books stacked in front of the TV and recording my Halo and Call of Duty gameplay. It sounded, looked, and was overall terrible, but I had a blast messing around with the footage and Wii video. Eventually, I upgraded consoles, figured out how to stream my games and download the VODs. I got better at editing, and eventually, during my freshman year, I kind of stopped recording videos. I'd started playing football, which revealed to me this silly little thing called gender dysphoria, and led to a whole year of that sweet, sweet depression. My first girlfriend broke up with me, and I was failing classes. And like a little cherry on top, March 2020, COVID. When COVID hit, I went through a lot of mental change. I got the rest of freshman year off, and my sophomore year was completely spent online. I had a lot of time to really think about who I am as a person. I decided if I were to stay on this earth and continue living, I wanted to do it being the true me. Instead of doing sports again this year, I joined a TV class. Even though it was on Zoom, I still learned a lot. That year, I made many short films in my house with my family as my actors. I started playing games a whole lot more than I should have, and for Christmas, I got my first gaming computer. I started recording short clips and making montages in games I played. In junior year, I returned to campus and was able to get my hands on a ton of equipment. That year, I worked on nearly every broadcast my TV class did for our sports, plays, and music. We did short films, I met my best friend. I got to even hear from an alumni who graduated from my high school and then went to some small college no one knows about called Full Sail University. And then at the end of my junior year, for the last time ever as a child, we got up, left our house, left my school, and moved. This time, we were moving across the country, and now we are moving to the awesome Florida.
That's when I knew I would never have come back from Florida alive.
This time, in my senior year, I told myself I wasn't going to mess around. In the first half of the year, I'd become certified in both Adobe Premiere and After Effects, and shortly after, I was hired as an intern for the school district, where I was producing videos to promote the CTE programs. I'd completed many class projects that I'm still proud of to this day, and had my first social media success, where I reached nearly 16,000 views and 1,500 likes. I also met another alumni, Marcus Freema. Marcus had also gone on to attend Full Sail University, and now he is a 2-time Emmy winner who's a lead editor at ESPN. After connecting with Marcus a few more times, I'd realized Full Sail was the only appealing university to me. The fact I could immediately get into learning more about what I love, and sooner than I thought I would be working in the industry, I knew Full Sail was my next step. While at Full Sail, I'd connected with many alumni, some who would help me find freelance work and some I would end up working with. Now, at the end of July 2024, I'm graduating with my associate's degree. I'm not 100% sure what comes next, but I'll be ready for it. And I am ready to show everyone how beautiful editing can be.